Adventuring to you live from the landing in Ravenswood, West Virginia, it's Buffalo. It's Buffalo, yeah! Welcome, travelers, to the land of Buffalo, the internet radio pre-recorded show where we do weird things. I'm Pake, your game master tonight, along with my other co-hosts, Daphne, Jerry, and Jeff. Say hello.
Hello.
Nice. Should I keep this bit going the entire time?
No.
Because it's a little tiring. Or do I just come back to me?
I've never heard you talk that slowly in your life.
I know. No. It's exhausting.
Yeah. We don't want a 1 hour podcast.
No. Well, here's the thing. We might have an extended one tonight. That's up to you guys. Because I have a fun game idea I've been super excited about, hence the weird accent and the costume that is only for you three. Nobody else sees, but, you know, it's still here.
I would argue that the costume is mostly for you.
Yes, that would actually be highly correct.
Yes.
Yeah, it's when you order your Siths on Wish.
I was thinking more on Temu.
Temu Palpatine.
Oh, gosh.
Yes, so I am excited to get into it, but we don't have to jump right in, because of course, we like to talk a little bit before. What are you guys doing? How's this week been?
It's been an adventure.
Has it?
Well, good.
Yeah.
I'm learning a new computer program, or a different form of a computer program I already know, but yeah.
Oh, did they finally upgrade from Lotus 123?
Yes, and I excel at it.
Word.
No, it's just a different modeling program for, engineering stuff, so.
I didn't realize that you had to pose in, different positions and wear different outfits while you engineer.
Yeah, we have to walk the runway.
Yeah, it's nice.
Is there a charity calendar for your business?
We're paid not to do it. I'm actually making Daphne laugh. I'm glad it's like she did her eye rolling and face palming before we started recording here.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me every opportunity to do so from the moment that Pake came on to the Zoom.
The pre-show that isn't recorded for anybody that got a little X-rated and made me think, I was like, man, we need a good, After Dark episode sometime where no holds are barred.
Well, we will be together in person in a few weeks, so maybe that's the time for that show.
Let's see.
That's a great teaser for that episode. Or it's a trigger warning, one or the other.
Right. Well, so if we want to go ahead and get into this, because it might be a long one.
Sure.
I don't know, maybe it fits that role a little bit, because we are role-playing tonight. This is Buffalo Does Role-Play. Not that kind. Well, I don't know. We'll see how this goes.
Hold on, let me get my French maid outfit.
Yeah, and my whip is in the shop. Damn it. Okay.
Yes, because as you three know, and many of our listeners might know, I'm a big D&D nerd, and I talk D&D with Daphne and different people. And I was trying to find a way of, how do I bring that here? How do we play? And I've been watching way too much Dimension 20 on Dropout. So, how do I bring the Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing here? And I found a way to do a little bit of role-playing with you guys. Dungeons and Dummies, I'll call the game. Although it's not really D&D mechanics. There's no dice rolling. There's no kind of hit points and all that stuff.
That's the best part, Pake.
It really is, but we don't have that kind of setup here for now. Maybe a later date we'll figure something out. But for now, just strictly role-playing. I will have you thrown into a world, and you will all work together as a team.
Uh-oh.
Taking turns making the decision. And it's going to be kind of like that text-based computer game where, you'll be presented with something, and then what do you do? What do you say? And I'll just let you all play the same character, and then take turns. So you're going to work together here. I'm using a iPhone application. I'm sure it's on other things. It's called AI Dungeon. Not a sponsor, but it is all just AI generated.
Unless they want to sponsor us.
Right, absolutely. I'm willing. So yeah, we got a little bit of setup, but yeah, that's kind of the idea, is I want you guys to work together, so I'll let you create your own character together, and by that, really, I just need a name, so you guys have to focus on a name. I was thinking something like Jadari, because it's all three of you together, but also you can decide on a different name, or if you just want to be Buffalo, the character. Whatever. But first we need a setting, and you guys are going to have to get in on that. Because fantasy. We're going classic Dungeons & Dragons style fantasy setting. We can also make it like a crime noir mystery. We can do zombies. I know we all big Zed heads, kind of big Walking Dead fans, how we met, so we can do a zombie story. We can do otherwise apocalyptic, aside from that. Or we can go cyberpunk. I'll let you guys decide which one of those you would want to do.
I'm all for the cyberpunk dinosaurs.
I didn't realize there were dinosaurs in the cyberpunk.
Yeah, I can't promise the appearance of dinosaurs in the cyberpunk one.
No, if I wanted dinosaurs, I'd want to do it in Jurassic Park. So, I don't know about cyberpunk dinosaurs, Jerry.
Yeah, so fantasy, mystery, zombies, apocalyptic, or cyberpunk. Where do we want to go?
I mean, I'm good with whatever, but we can do cyberpunk.
Okay.
Cyberpunk's good with me.
All
Cyberpunk
right.
it is. Let's get technology. So, you're going to live in a world of cyberpunk. Who is your character background? You guys can be a cop, a cyborg, an android, or a punk.
Well, I don't want to be an android.
No, you want to be an iPhone?
Of course. Don't want us to be an android.
Now, if you're an Android, then it screws up all your text messages.
It does. It makes them green.
You're the green bubble person. Nobody likes the green bubble person.
No.
Nobody likes the green bubble person, Jerry.
Did I become the green bubble person?
You are.
Well, no, I just got a new phone over the weekend, so I don't know how to I don't know how to change that when,
Jerry, you can't.
If it's,
is it still an Android phone?
It's still an Android phone.
Then you're still going to be green bubble person.
Okay.
And I'm going to get an alert every time you like something in the text chat.
Well, I get an alert every time you like something.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that happens anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's not recommended for enjoyment of text chats. I have a chat thread for one of my other friend groups, and we have one friend who is not in it because of the Android issue.
You've been kicked out of the group.
Things aren't working out.
Until you conform to the iPhone.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's just how it's got to be, unfortunately.
Okay, but I just got to say, it's odd that I use a Macintosh computer but only use Android phones. I can't make that make sense.
You can't, because your phone can sync up to your Mac so easily that you can message people on your computer. Like, it's amazing. Like text messaging. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but back to our gambit.
Oh, were we doing something? Okay.
Yes. So again, character.
I'm for the cyborg.
Cop, cyborg, android, punk. Whatever those mean, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We will see.
I mean, I'm fine with cyborg.
We're going.
I have no strong preferences.
We're going to be a cyborg. All right. What is your character's name?
Pake.
I think it should be Pake. I vote for it.
Well, I like Pake 3.0, but, Pake is good.
There we go. That's even better.
Which one?
Pake 3.0?
Pake 3.0.
Okay,
Pake 3.0.
sure.
We're not going to get in trouble, are we?
No, I don't think anybody's listening to this. It matters. Nobody important enough. Pake 3.0.
I think that falls under parody.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we will be in this world, and then you'll each take a turn making the next selection. Now, there is sort of a gamified aspect to this. I will be paying attention to your what you're doing, and there will be points awarded that I will be taking some notes on. Those points being who does the funniest thing gets a point. Who does the most badass thing gets a point. Who does the smartest thing gets a point. And then there will also be a wild card moment point, which could be grossest, most ridiculous, weirdest, awkward, something within that.
Challenge accept.
So think about that when making your decisions on what you are doing. And with that, we begin. Daphne, you will have the first choice, but first, let's set the scene. You are Pake 3-0, a cyborg living in the futuristic city of Zale. You have a bionic arm and a holoband. You're walking down the dark city streets while neon lights flash brightly above you. As you pass an alley, you see a figure huddled in the corner, trying to stay hidden in the shadows. They're wearing a tattered coat and a faded cap, and they look up at you with tired, desperate eyes. As you approach, you can see that they're holding a small makeshift knife, as if ready to defend themselves. They speak up, their voice barely above a whisper. Hey. Hey, you. Daphne, what are you doing?
Well, if you'd asked me this question at a different time of day or a different day, I probably would be nice to them. So maybe I'm going to try to steer in that direction. But I think the first thing I'm going to do is...
You can do, say, or see something.
Just one thing?
You choose. You can tell me to do something, which is like an action of whatever type. You can say something, let me know you're saying something, or see something, as in if you're looking for something you're trying to perceive or notice.
You know
something.
what? I would just look at him and tell him to put the knife down.
Say.
Put the knife down.
Down.
I'm trying to be nice.
All right. The figure hesitates for a moment, then slowly lowers the knife, their eyes never leaving yours. They seem to be assessing you, trying to determine if they can trust you. Look, I ain't got nothing worth taking, they say, their voice still low and cautious. Just trying to get by, you know? Jerry.
What the fuck do you want?
Was that part of the story, or are you asking Pake?
No, that's part of the story.
Okay.
I think it's both.
All right. So that's what Jerry... Or Pake C3... 3 Pake C... C Pake 3-0. I'll get it. All right. You say, what the fuck do you want? There's a brief pause as the figure processes your words. Then they speak again. Also, this is all AI, and sometimes it's not going to make any sense. It's going to go in weird directions. You're like, that's not what I was thinking was going to happen, and that's going to be the fun of it sometimes.
That's called AI hallucinations.
Yes. So there's a brief pause as the figure processes your words. Then they speak again, their voice still quiet, but with a hint of defiance. I want to know if you've got any work for me. I'm good with my hands, see? And they hold up their hands, which are rough and calloused, evidence of manual labor. Jeff, what next?
I do need somebody to fix the siding on my house.
This just becomes a Task Rabbit simulator. Is that? I do need somebody to fix that. The figure's eyes light up at the prospect of work. Really? You got work for me? I won't let you down, I promise. When can I start? You give them the address of your house and agree on a payment for the job. The figure thanks you and quickly disappears into the night, leaving you alone on the dark street. Daphne, what do you do next?
You can't. I had this whole thing in my head and Jeff destroyed it.
Yes.
You are welcome.
Because it was perfect. And
that's how this game works in a comedy podcast.
And you would have, and you know what the problem is? You would have loved it.
We will love whatever you come up with.
Mm-hmm.
What are my options again?
Literally anything you can think of, but you can do something, say something, or see something.
Oh, God. Can I think something?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm pausing in the street to think about the bonus that I neglected to share with my new friend. The bonus he would get for the additional tasks that have not been mentioned yet. That Jeff destroyed my opportunity to do.
Yes, and, Daphne. Yes, and.
Yes. All right. You pause in the street and think about the bonus you neglected to share with your new friend and that he would get for additional tasks that you didn't mention. As you stand there in the dimly lit street, the sounds of the city behind you, you can't help but feel a twinge of guilt. You had neglected to mention a few important details to the figure. Namely, the bonus you would pay them for completing any additional tasks you might have. You shrug to yourself, deciding it's not a big deal. After all, they're getting paid for the work you need done on your house. Jerry, what's next?
I'm going to look for a bar and find me a drink.
All right.
So I'll let the character drink because I don't.
Take a moment to get your bearings and start walking down the street, keeping an eye out for the bar. The city is alive around you, a neon-lit symphony of sounds and smells. After a few minutes of walking, you come across a small, dimly lit bar nestled between two larger buildings. You push open the heavy door and step inside, immediately feeling the warmth and then let the noise envelop you. Jeff.
Bartender, 1 glass of oil, please.
Oh yeah, we are a cyborg.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just a human who really likes oil.
The bartender, a gruff-looking man with a thick beard, raises an eyebrow at your request, but says nothing. He turns to the row of taps behind the bar and pulls a glass of amber-colored liquid, setting it in front of you. It's not oil, but it's close enough. A lubricant designed to keep your mechanical parts moving smoothly.
KY.
You take a... You take a sip, feeling the cool liquid slide down your throat. Daphne.
Apparently my goal in this game is to destroy Daphne.
Yes, it is. Jeff, thank you so much for your assistance. You are acing it so well. You ask the bartender for another shot, but tell him to make it a double. As you look across the room in the bar and see a familiar face.
It's a lot of downtime while I'm
yes,
typing. You get to edit out.
We can cut this out.
Oh, we can cut this out.
Once you're ready to start teaching me.
What do you mean we?
Excellent, Jeff. I have some time this weekend.
Excellent.
Okay. Go what you said there. As you wait for your second drink, your eyes scan the room and land on a face you recognize. It's the figure from the alley. He didn't go very far, did he? Now sitting at the table in the corner, nursing a drink. They haven't noticed you yet, their gaze fixed on the glass in front of them. You pick up your double shot of lubricant and take a sip. It's such a weird sentence. Considering your next move. The figure looked desperate for work, and you could certainly use the help. Jerry. So we're not back talking to this guy again. Just in a different location, down the road.
You go to the table, sit down, and ask him, do you want a bonus? And I'm so glad I added the last syllable on the end of that.
You want a boda? Well, becomes a very different story. You make your way through the crowded bar, weaving between tables and patrons until you reach the figure's table. They look up as you approach, their eyes widening in surprise at the sight of you. Hey, it's you, they say, their voice still quiet, but with a hint of friendliness. You take a seat across from them, place your drink on the table. Jeff.
What are you drinking?
The figure looks down at their glass, then back up at you. Just some cheap swill, they say with a shrug. Gets the job done, you know. You nod, taking in their appearance. Despite their rough exterior, they seem genuinely grateful for the work opportunity. You consider your offer of a bonus, wondering if it will make a difference. Daphne. Conversation simulator.
You respond to him. In addition to the work I mentioned, I have some, and I cough, additional duties that need tending to. Are you interested in a bonus?
Sounds like a setup for a erotic novel.
I was going to say, I have some plumbing that needs fixed.
You snake a drain?
Why don't you come in my back door?
Oh, gosh. It's telling me I have to make an account. We're going to figure this out.
And I am leaving that in because it's beautiful.
If you like what you've heard...
No, right?
Make an account now.
How do I log in? After all this, for nothing. I'll get it. I'll figure it out.
As he logs into the account, he realizes he can't remember. As he logs into the account, he realizes he already has one, but he can't remember the password. What number?
Okay, I can do a free trial, so that helps. Is it really gonna make us start over?
But it was so good.
I know, it was getting...
We already had gotten to the good part.
I know.
That Jeff was thwarting the entire time.
And then I set it back up for you to...
Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
Because I very easily could have gone a different direction. Just like purposefully.
Of course you could have.
You take the lubricant and pour it over his head.
You ask him if he wants to try a real man's drink.
Oh, man.
It's wonderful, and it will get no points for anything, and that's very sad because it's very good.
So I don't think I can restart or pick back up there. So then you say that to him, and then meteors fall from the sky, and the bar erupts in flames, and you all die. The end.
If you like what you've heard on this one.
But I'm going to reset it, and then we can just,
What, start over? We already had something good going, Pake. It was so good.
I can't do anything about it.
It's not fair. It was good. And now Jeff will steal my lovely thing that I came up with. That was so good.
So, fire erupts and everybody dies, or so you think. But then you reboot and you wake up. And you are C-Pake 3 a cyborg living in the futuristic city of Zale, blah, 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 blah. Same setup. It's really exactly the same setup. There's a person sitting there. But this time, as you get closer, you can hear them softly coughing, and they seem to be in distress. The air is thick with the smell of oil and smoke, and the constant hum of machinery fills your ears. The neon lights above cast an eerie glow on the wet pavement. Now, Daphne, what do you do?
I have to start over?
We're starting over. Make it ridiculous. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
This is so...
Yes, and...
Mm.
Oh, the titles are so many possibilities.
All the way back to the beginning. We're out in the street.
Yeah. Just do something crazy.
Everything that's in my head is absolutely ridiculous.
Go ahead.
Good.
Go with that.
Let's go.
You hear him coughing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Out of one of your compartments, you take out a hash pipe, light it up, and give it to him as a present. I told you it was kind of crazy.
Whoa, whoa.
I'm afraid I used my one really funny line like 2 seconds ago when it's not going to count for anything. So, there you go.
What is it doing now?
It's like, this is insane. 'Cause I can't. 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 '
Okay. You approach the figure, the buzz of the city streets fading slightly as you move into the alley. The person huddled there looks up at you, revealing a face that is smeared with grime and tears. They lift a trembling hand to accept your offering, eyes filled with gratitude. The person takes a long drag on the pipe, holding the smoke in their lungs for a moment before releasing it in a shuddering sigh. Jerry.
Do you want another hit? I got a job for you. After that, you'll get more.
All right. The figure hands the pipe back to you, a small smile playing at the corners of their mouth. I'd appreciate that! It's a different person, so I'm going to give them a different voice.
Sure, why not?
They say their voice rough and hoarse. That's as rough and hoarse as it gets from coughing. They sit up a little straighter, wincing as they adjust their position. Oh, what's this job you have for me? So you explain the details of the job to the person, who listens intently. Jeff.
Come by my place tomorrow morning. Bring a ladder and a dog.
The person nods, committing your instructions to memory. I'll be there, they say, determined to look in their eyes. They stand up slowly, leaning on the wall for support. I should get going, they say, glancing down at their worn-out shoes. Thanks again for the smoke and the job. It's Mickey Mouse. He's had a rough time. I don't know. You nod, taking a final look at the person before turning to leave the alley. Daphne.
I shake my head and say to myself, I'm getting too damn old for this. I see a sign at the end of the street. Roxy's Pub. I sigh and smile, knowing that I'm going to get the best lubricant I've ever had.
And that's not a euphemism.
And Chris is here in the other room hearing this and wondering what the hell are you doing? It's only because we had to start over.
Content. As you make your way towards Roxy's Pub, the sound of laughter and music spill out into the street. The bright neon sign above the door casts a warm glow on the wet pavement, beckoning you inside. The pub is bustling with activity, filled with a motley crew of patrons, cyborgs, humans, and alien creatures alike. There's aliens now. Wow. Jerry.
Gotta find me an alien redhead.
No, Jerry, what do you want the character to do?
Oh, that's what I said. No, the character's gonna find an alien redhead.
You scan the room, your eyes drawn to a group of aliens huddled together in the corner. Among them you spot a striking red-headed alien with delicate features and luminous, otherworldly skin. She's dressed in a tight-fitting suit that accentuates her lithe figure. Her flaming red hair cascades down her back, catching the light in a fiery glow. Jeff!
I'll give you 25 credits for your hair.
Oh my god.
The alien redhead looks up at you, her emerald green eyes narrowing in surprise. She runs a hand through her fiery locks, seeming to consider your offer for a moment. Sorry, darling, she says, her voice musical and lilting. My hair is not for sale. She gives you a flirtatious smile, her ruby red lips curling up at the corners. Daphne.
Oh, how I long for the poor man sitting in the corner who had the knife.
This is the journey that we're on now.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, how I long for the man in the corner with the knife. I go up to the bar and tell Mose, the bartender, a shot, please. Make it a double. Oh, this is quite a tale that's being told in some weird way.
All right. You head towards the bar, your eyes scanning the room as you make your way through the crowd. You find yourself drawn to a figure in the corner, a man with a dark aura surrounding him. He's sitting alone, a knife resting on the table in front of him. His eyes seem to hold a deep sadness, a quiet intensity that makes you shudder. You take a seat at the bar and signal for the bartender. Jerry.
Bartender, I'll take 2 drinks. What do you want, sir?
The bartender, a burly human with a friendly smile, nods and pours you 2 generous shots of an amber-colored liquid. Whiskey. Neat, he says, sliding the drinks across the bar towards you. Take a sip of your drink, feeling the warm burn of the whiskey as it slides down your throat. Jeff.
Are we still a cyborg?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Cyborg drinking whiskey.
Oh, no, my circuits.
Yeah.
I realized too late I'm not supposed to be drinking liquid.
It's going to make them divide by 0.
The whiskey hits your circuits like a shock, causing your body to spasm briefly. The bartender looks at you with concern, but you wave him off, signaling that you're okay. The man in the corner continues to sit there, seemingly lost in his own thoughts. The knife on the table glints menacingly under the dim lights of the pub. Daphne.
You laugh to yourself knowing...
I got the giggles now.
You laugh to yourself knowing that anything the whiskey could have hurt died a long time ago.
Wow.
Ooh, that's very noir.
You're still pulled in the direction of the mysterious man in the corner.
All right. You take another sip of your whiskey, savoring the warm burn as it slides down your throat. You can't help but feel drawn to the mysterious man in the corner, with his dark aura and quiet intensity. I think we established that. As you glance over him, you notice that he seems to be watching you out of the corner of his eye. You raise your glass to him in a silent toast, and he nods in response, a slight curve to his lips. Jerry.
Take the second glass and walk over with your glass and sit down across the table.
You approach the man's table and take a seat across from him, feeling the weight of his gaze on you. You set the second glass of whiskey down on the table and push it towards him. He looks up at you, his eyes meeting yours. He studies you for a moment, as if trying to gauge your intentions. Then without a word, he picks up the glass and takes a sip. Thanks. Jeff. For 25 cents, for 25 credits. Don't let me influence you. No.
I was going to go, and suddenly meteors come down from the sky.
Everyone dies and it's over.
Yeah, anything is up for...
There's more where that came from. Come by my place tomorrow. Bring a hammer and a cat. I have no idea what Pake 3.0 has planned at this point.
Who knows? Something interesting. Ladder, dog, hammer, cat. The man looks at you, his expression unreadable. A hammer and a cat, huh? Takes another sip of his whiskey, his eyes never leaving yours. All right, I'll be there.
No questions. No further questions.
No, yeah. You nod, satisfied. You and the man continue to make small talk as you finish your drinks, and as the night wears on, the pub starts to empty out. And eventually you decide it's time to head home. Daphne.
I get up from the table and walk away, turning once to look back at the man in the corner, before heading out the door. And thinking, damn it, he's not paying me enough to do all this, gathering all these people.
Ooh, Daphne establishing lore.
Ooh.
Her backstory, at least. Daphne's like, I'm the only one doing any heavy lifting here.
You make your way out of the pub, the cool night air hitting your face as you step onto the street. You take a deep breath, feeling the weight of the night's events settle on your shoulders. As you walk through the deserted streets, the neon lights cast eerie shadows on the wet pavement, and you can't help but feel a sense of unease. The city feels different at night. Alive and yet dead, all at the same time. Jerry.
Hail the land speeder Uber to take you home.
All right. You take out your comm device and hail a land speeder Uber. After a few minutes, you hear the faint hum of an approaching vehicle. The sleek, silver land speeder pulls up beside you, and the driver nods in your direction. You climb into the back seat, feeling a sense of relief wash over you as the vehicle lifts off the ground and soars through the air. Jeff.
My comm gives a double beep. I press the answer button, and a voice speaks in my ear. Did you get them?
And then I assume you answer yes, because then it goes right into, excellent. Excellent. They'll be valuable assets. I'll send you the details for the job tomorrow, the voice says, before the comm goes silent. You lean back in the seat, your mind still racing from the night's events. Daphne.
You let out a sigh, knowing that this might be the most extravagant request yet. and thinking, damn, I didn't get the red hair. Continue to ride home.
Can't spell extravagant. There it is.
Extra vagrant.
Yeah, I know throughout is TH rough out. Please.
As the land speeder Uber descends towards your residence, you catch a glimpse of the futuristic city skyline silhouetted against the moonlit sky. The bright lights and soaring buildings are a stark contrast to the quiet, desolate streets below. You step out of the land speeder and make your way up to your residence, your mind still preoccupied with thoughts of the man from the pub and the red-headed alien. Jerry.
You realize you forgot something in the Uber. You go back to the driver and ask him, I need a job done. I need a monkey and a monkey wrench. Bring it in the morning.
You just fucked up my big plan. I had it all figured out what this was all going to be.
Did I throw a monkey wrench in your plan?
You did. Oh, I had it figured out. It was going to be great. It was going to be such a surprise for you guys. You were not going to believe it. It was going to be so good.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome.
Mm-hmm.
Be the board.
No.
All right.
No, and no.
As you enter your residence, you notice the silence that envelops the place. The lights are off, and the only sound you hear is the hum of your own cybernetic systems. You make your way to the living room and settle into your favorite chair, still lost in thought. The night's events play out in your mind like a hollow vid on repeat. Jeff.
Sorry, give me a minute here.
Na 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 na.
It's hard to think when you do that, actually.
This actually makes it more difficult. I'm stressed.
Difficulty doesn't matter, Jeff. It's all about amusing the audience.
Are you not entertained? All right. I fall asleep while watching the hollow screen. The next morning, I'm awakened suddenly with a pounding noise at the door.
All right. The pounding at the door startles you, jolting you out of your sleep. You glance at the hollow screen, which is still displaying the events of the previous night. Oh, wow, so it literally does that. Okay, interesting.
Sure, why not?
You take a deep breath and make your way to the door, your circuits whirring as you activate the security system. Daphne.
You open the door and see a dog, a cat, a hammer, and a ladder, and the two men from last night. No monkey wrench. You smile to yourself, knowing that he's going to be very pleased. And you call for the Uber to pick you up and take you to the predetermined destination.
No, not to your distinction, to your destination. All right. As you open the door, the morning light floods your residence, momentarily blinding you. The dog, a sleek and slender creature with piercing blue eyes, barks excitedly and bounds towards you, its tail wagging furiously. The cat, a scruffy orange tabby, sits calmly on the ladder, watching the scene with mild interest. Jerry.
Very much like Chester in the picture here. Mild interest.
Hey. Your love of cats compels you to go pet the cat, waiting with impatience on the Uber.
You reach out a hand to pet the cat, feeling its soft fur beneath your fingers. The cat purrs contentedly, nuzzling against your hand. Behind the cat, the two men from last night's stand, a ladder balanced between them. It's a circus. That's what you're doing. They look tired but determined, each holding a small duffel bag in their free hand. The man from the pub meets your gaze, a hint of smile on his lips. Morning. Jeff. Balancing the ladder. How else are you going to carry it? I don't...
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by Daphne, who's just having absolute conniption.
I know, Daphne's like cracking up, and she... nothing really has happened, but she's loving it.
I feel like I don't know how we can end this without it going for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly how to
I
end
didn't
it.
really think...
I know exactly
That's
how to
the part
end
I
it.
didn't really think of. Was like,
Oh,
just
no, Jeff, I have something that's going to take us in a whole other direction if we can get there.
Oh, I can take us in another direction if you want to. If that's what you're looking for.
No, I want to get us there. I want to get to my destination. That's all I want.
I take a sip out of my thermos of lubricant. I'm glad that you were both able to make it. It would have been a very poor decision to not come.
You take a swig from your thermos, feeling the cool lubricant flow down your throat, cleaning and lubricating your internal systems. Glad you both could make it, you say, a hint of a smile playing at the corners of your mouth. You can't help but feel a sense of satisfaction knowing that you've managed to recruit these two for the job. Daphne.
The Uber arrives, and you motion for the men to accompany you in the Uber, which is the size of a fire truck, to accommodate the ladder that's balancing between them. And they can bring the dog, but the cat was a special request for you. You take him into the house, give him a saucer of milk, and then head out to join everyone in the Uber. It's your familiar Uber driver who
guy
takes
who
you.
didn't bring the monkey wrench and monkey.
And you head off to the destination.
As you and the two men make your way to the enormous Uber, the dog trots along beside you, its tail wagging happily. The Uber driver, a stout human with a gruff expression, that loves that person, helps you load the ladder into the back of the vehicle. Once everyone is settled in, you give the cat a small bowl of milk, which it laps up gratefully. Jerry.
The guy that brought the cat says, "That was my neighbor's cat, but oh well." You get into the Uber and say, "Take us to our destination."
Jeff thinks very carefully on his next move. He's contemplating whether to blow up Daphne's old idea and go off in his own direction.
As the Uber driver expertly navigates the busy city streets, you steal a glance at the man from the pub. He seems deep in thought, his gaze fixed on the landscape outside the window. The other man, the one from the alley, appears more alert, his eyes darting around the vehicle as if expecting trouble at any moment. Jeff.
I think to myself, this man is prepared. The other one may need to be eliminated. Daphne is really enjoying the idea of eliminating this guy.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I can't. I'm just laughing because I have something really funny in mind. At least I think it's funny.
As the Uber driver continues to navigate through the city, you can't shake off the thought that the man from the pub might need to be eliminated. You wonder what his intentions are and whether he's truly trustworthy. Meanwhile, the alley man seems to be on high alert, constantly scanning their surroundings. The Uber driver finally arrives at the destination, a towering skyscraper nestled in the heart of the city. Daphne.
You motion for everyone to accompany you inside the building. The doorman takes the leash of the dog so that he doesn't run down the street. You go inside and see beautiful white curtains and decorations adorning the lobby, and the man standing there with his daughter, decked out in white, musicians around, and realize you don't need the ladder.
As you step into the opulent lobby, the man and his daughter stop their conversation and turn to look at you. The man's dressed in a sharp suit and his daughter in a flowing red dress. Decided that's a different color. The live music playing in the background creates a surreal atmosphere, and the doorman, a burly figure with a stern expression, takes the dog's leash from you and leads it away. Jerry.
This is not what I said.
But that's what happened.
But I said...
You can't decide what other people do. You just decide what you do.
The man and his daughter look at you. The daughter begins to cry and says to her father, "Daddy, where's my cat? You promised me a cat."
You guys are...
You quickly glance around the lobby, but there's no sign of the cat. The daughter's cries grow louder, and the man looks at you with an expression of disappointment. I'm sorry, you stammer, your circuits whirring as you try to come up with an explanation. I thought I brought the cat with us. It must have escaped somewhere between here and the Uber. Jeff.
Suddenly, meteors crash onto the Earth. The entire planet is destroyed.
Let's see what it does with that. Again, technically, you're supposed to say what you do, not what happens, but I'll bend the rules because it's fun. As you speak, a deafening roar fills the lobby, and the ground shakes violently beneath your feet. The man and his daughter scream as a series of meteors crash through the ceiling, destroying everything in their path. In the chaos, you manage to grab onto a nearby pillar, your cybernetic systems activating to keep you stable. Daphne!
As the building crumbles around you, you think only of the fluffy orange kitten sitting at home drinking its milk. As everything comes down, you look around the room and see all the destruction. Your hand goes up before the building finally collapses on top of you. You punch one hand through the mortar. A sign of defiance on this wretched day. The end.
And if you like what you've heard...
As your hand makes contact with the falling debris, a powerful shockwave ripples through the rubble, disintegrating the concrete and steel around you. The dust and smoke clear, revealing a path to the surface. And with a surge of power, you burst through the remaining rubble. Emerging into the daylight, the city around you is ruins, buildings reduced to rubble, and streets filled with chaos. Jerry, is there any last thing you can do?
Flag the Uber down, go home and get the cat.
As if there was any other thing Jerry was gonna do. Because I would do the same thing.
I love the fact that in all this destruction with all the meteors and everything, the Uber guy is still driving around.
Right.
He never left. He's always been here.
As you emerge from the rubble, you notice the Uber driver who brought you here, who seems to have survived the meteor shower and the building's collapse. He looks at you with a mix of shock and relief. "Get in!" he yells, waving you over. You hurry towards the Uber and the driver helps you inside. He's driving erratically, trying to navigate through the chaos and debris in the streets. Jeff, one last one.
This is what I had in mind. You ruined it.
Oh, hey, the AI helped.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't know who the man and the daughter. I guess you're collecting people and pets for them. I don't know.
No.
You want to know what? You want to know what it was for? Before it got destroyed?
Sure.
A wedding, and the two men were going to be the best men, and one was going to be the preacher.
And the man and his daughter were getting married?
No!
To each other?
No.
If you like what you've heard...
This part isn't going in.
Oh, it has to.
No, it doesn't. Jeff, bring us...
All right.
Bring us a synopsis. Bring us something to end into the story.
We pull up to my home. I go inside and look at the cat. The cat looks back at me and says, "It happened again, didn't it?"
revealing that it had been working for the cat all along.
All right, and we'll follow up. As you step inside your residence, the fluffy orange kitten greets you with a welcoming meow. Can't help but notice the sadness in its eyes, as if it knows what just transpired. It happened again, didn't it? You say, addressing the kitten. No, I want the cat to say that.
This
So
is
you
what's
ask the
happening
cat
now.
in that voice. The cat seems to nod, its eyes meeting yours with a sense of understanding. To be continued. Maybe. Probably not. The end. Question mark? I didn't know what was going to happen, but that
That
was
it.
Did it exceed your expectations?
I wasn't sure what my expectations would be. I didn't expect to have to start over after the first section, but you know what? I think it's great. We've learned some great things, that Uber drivers are resilient to meteors. We've learned that the guys that you hire just happen to be like a circus troupe together and you know to balance ladders on top of themselves. And I guess Daphne wanted the man and his daughter to get married in this beautiful building.
No, I did not. I envisioned this wedding where the man was going to give his daughter away to her betrothed, but he had no friends, so they had to get random people to come and stand in for things.
Oh, gosh.
Well, that was long. Probably never do that again, but it was something special. Oh.
Well, no, you have to remember, every time Jeff had to come up with something, we can take out 5 minutes.
All right, if I have to give points. Oh, God. Let's see. Man, I'd have to
Cassidy's here to give out points.
Excellent.
She appreciated when Jerry said he pet the cat.
I'm gonna say funniest goes to Jeff. It's kind of a mix of 25 credits and my circuits. I think most badass is gonna go to Daphne for the line, "You laugh to yourself knowing that anything the whiskey could hurt died a long time ago."
That was such a great line. I love it.
Let's see. Smartest, I'm gonna give to Jerry for going and petting the cat, because you always gotta do that. You can't have a cute cat come in and then not pet it. It's a very smart thing to do. Which then leaves wild card. I mean, meteors fall and kill everybody is pretty wild, so.
Oh my god.
So the winner of the game is the Uber driver for really going above and beyond.
No Uber driver.
Yay!
Oh, Pake. Look, yes, sure. Except it's really Jeff, so let's be honest.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like what you've heard, you can find us at buffalobuffalopodcast.com. There you will find all of the links that you'll ever need.
For anything.
Past, present, and future.
Mm-hmm.
Until next time.
Tip your Uber driver.
Is there a link for good holovids that recap your day before? It's Buffalo, 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 yeah!